Just get your ass in the van and get your ass to the show.
Yeah.
That pretty much sums it up.
Great.
And like I'm not a punk guy. Like but I've been to punk shows, and when I was going here, if there was ever a show, no matter what, I would go to the show. Like
Yeah.
Yes.
What kind of people go to shows?
Assholes.
Younger kids coming out, which
I
really
see that a lot
is exciting.
in Galesburg.
A lot of kids that are still in high school, and I'm glad they have like something to do, because I wish to God I was doing this stuff in high school.
I went to a show because of him, because we started seeing each other, and the first time I ever went to a show, I was so intimidated, mostly because I'm an anxious person, big crowds, whatever, but at the same time, I was like, immediately, I want to do this more, I want to be in this. This is something that I like that all these people are here together. And it took me some time, but now I'm comfortable at shows.
I will never forget, the best show I've ever been to was here at Knox College, and Kyle Hall put it on. We were talking about this earlier. Ghost Mice and John Darnielle of the Mountain Goats came to play at the college, and we walked in just as Ghost Mice was starting, and it was very quiet because they're an acoustic act. And I sat down and I felt like what religious people must feel when they're in church. Like, just very at peace at home, and just a sense of belonging. And after that night, I started recording music.
I got into punk at a very young age, got into playing music at a very young age, and kind of almost instantly was drawn to the DIY subculture. I love the idea of house shows and having intimate shows, an intimate setting where the artist and the fans, if you will, could interact more closely. But of course, at this point, I was 14 years old. I was a freshman in high school, looking at videos of house shows on the internet, thinking oh, this would be so cool to go to a house show. It'd be so cool to do this and that. And
Back then.
Was it the music, or was it the crowd? Was it the way people socialize with each other?
I think, honestly, it was both, because I'm very easily I wanna go do things. I wanna be in a band. I wanna do art. I wanna socialize. I wanna party. And so, just both of the,
She walks around high a lot.
no, I don't.
All the time.
Seeing people come together to play, music that was amazing, that was really cool, and then seeing everyone there to just jam to that music was cool, because I had never experienced anything like that other than in bars with my grandpa.
I think
My grandpa
it
did
totally
a lot of
is
Elvis.
a little bit of both, because I've gone to shows without friends to go with me, and it's always I do always enjoy the music, but it's just something lacking. And maybe if you go with a huge group of friends and you see all your buddies from high school you haven't seen in years, and you're catching up and you're having a great time, and the music is just, maybe it's not your thing, or maybe there's, it's just an off night, it just doesn't mesh well, but so it totally takes It takes different strokes.
No,
it takes a little bit of both to have success.
Like,
And it's
nothing
something
to-
different. Like I can say that when I was a freshman
unique.
in college coming into Western, I didn't know anybody. I was like kind of nervous about, just being in college, being in a new place, being on my own for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And I met, these guys, and I came to the Loft, and I saw that it was a great family and a great scene and a place to listen to music and have camaraderie between each other, and that kind of made me feel comfortable, And so,
Like, where else are you gonna go for that?
I immediately, because I'd
nowhere.
gone to like the frat parties and stuff like this too, and I just immediately preferred something like
Adams
this.
Street.
Right, and this place is what's bringing you back. If you guys didn't have the day old or the long,
Yeah, the
you guys
legacy of
would
it.
not even think about coming back to Macomb.
Yeah.
That is absolutely true. Why we wouldn't be here right now if not for this in the community that
And what happened?
that was born out of this place.
Yeah,
Yeah, we wouldn't have been a band even.
Or that, yeah.
yeah.
One thing I wanted to say is that like with something like this, like it was about having a good time and like there were parties and bands and stuff, but it's like people are actually like doing something.
Yeah.
It's not like just going to a party, like
That's true, too.
Like exchanging ideas and just like it's a lot of work to do this. Like it takes some drive.
And what you're
creativity.
seeing, what
work,
you're seeing is like
creativity.
enriching. Like
Yeah.
the fact
We
that
had
like artists like
projectors.
hone their craft here.
Yeah.
Like people come from far away to play, and they're professionals, and you get to witness something that's like wholesome and like.
And that is something too. Like instead of just like anything like through electronic, like you can do some improv on the spot. But like I feel like in the
it's
context
totally
of a
different.
band, it's like you're seeing. Like you don't know what's gonna happen, and it's like so like there's stuff like especially like with improv or stuff like that. But even just like we don't know what we're gonna do up there. Like it's kind of cool to just see what happens.
Yeah.
And you totally affect it. Like the crowd totally affects the band. Like what happens, and there's a total
It's
back
interactive.
and forth. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Let alone the
really awesome.
artists, the people who came here and just kind of met in the conversations that were had here, and like this was a little bastion of intellect and and
Well,
discourse.
like Brian's brother, he went here. He's a graphic designer now. He designed our posters. So we met all these people through the scene, all these different creative people, and it's like,
they're fueling us.
Yeah.
Like that's how we're getting
it's
through.
just great that the great part about it is people that are actually like doing shit. Like Chris
All the
is
collaboration.
doing a bunch
Yeah.
of things, like make Macomb your own, and all this cool stuff that you're doing. Like I would never know about it if I didn't meet you. Well, we met through Campus Greens, but same. It's involved in the whole like.
Yeah, because I mean that was also like playing out there too, like just like playing live bands and all that stuff. Like anywhere where they have it, you just meet so many people. And
it's a
connections,
network,
like, Yeah.
Not a problem. Oh yeah, there are lots of issues plaguing DIY. Of course, it's not. And I say this when I go on tour, almost like when Kid in Crisis goes on tour. I've kind of made a habit of saying this every night when we play. Is that like punk and DIY have given me everything. Like I wouldn't be here at Knox if it weren't for punk and DIY. I wouldn't be, I wouldn't know anyone who I know right now. Like, I really think that almost every single friend that I have in some way or another was formed by touring, by DIY, by punk. Like, I feel confident that no matter where I move or, wherever Hadley moves, we will be able to access some sort of network, because if we find a place to have shows, start hosting them, people will, hopefully come. And so that was kind of my biggest plan on how to make friends once I got to Galesburg was like, yeah, I'm going to start booking shows in Galesburg now. I started letting bands know when they came through New Lenox, like, hey, this time next year I'll be living in this town called Galesburg, 3 hours west of here. Like, maybe you should come through if you're on tour. So I pretty much started having shows right away when I moved here. I think it wasn't even a month in living here where I started having my first show with other bands, touring bands.
Good. Okay, next question is like, how about the friendship or relationships among people within the DIY scene? Is it something that makes DIY music?
I think
that's my favorite
That's like
part.
the backbone.
Yeah,
That's
that's
like
important.
necessary.
That's
That's
like,
what makes it possible because
Right.
it's like when you hit the road or you're trying to tour, it's the friends you meet at shows and stuff that are going to hook you up with a show in their town when you do it for them.
I think that's the most overwhelming / surprising thing to me, anyways, about the DIY scene is like how hospitable people are, how nice people are, how connected people are, and how willing people are to like help you out on your way to achieve your goal.
everyday car, and every time I tour in it, it's what we take on tour. Now, in this particular instance, the brakes went out on my van, and to get it fixed was $900.
They went out what?
Wow.
2 days. 2 days before
and
tour.
$900 is a number that doesn't exist to me at all. Like, he could have said that it was going to cost $1 million. They're like, oh, okay, cool, man.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
I guess I don't have brakes.
Yeah, I guess I'm doing the tour without brakes. So I had to call up everyone, and I canceled the whole tour. Right. And then I started to GoFundMe, just like, you know, just see if I can get like maybe like even $300 or something like that. But in 12 hours, through friends and just people who are supportive of the band and me and the things that I do.
Other friends putting out the word that
it's just spreading the world like wildfire. It was we raised a grand in 12 hours. So I got the money. I called up the mechanic. I'm like, yo, fix this shit. And then it was all set. Then we went on tour. That's all we needed.
But it wouldn't have been possible without like the friends and
without any kind of
through that.
Yeah, we needed that, or it wouldn't have happened with it. So thankfully, everyone helped out. It was crazy. Some people kicked $100. Some people kicked $7.
Yeah.
And it was like every cent was insane. Like, because I know the dude that kicked in $7. It was probably the only $7 he had to his name.
Wow.
What was actually cool, I talked to one of the guys that, I don't know if I told you guys this, that donated $100 to
I
his
talked
son.
to him last night. Yeah.
He actually was gonna so when he checked it, like we needed $250, and he was just gonna pay the rest of it, but he went to go like take a shit, and when he came back, we only need $100.
It was that fast.
And so he was just like, all right, fuck it. But the cool thing is like after we got to 900, people were still donating money. So like we had like a little gas money and stuff like that to take care of stuff. So it's like it's been great. Like seriously, I can't imagine like this happening if we didn't know anyone, if we didn't tour, like if we didn't put like enough work in prior to this. Because me and Ted have been touring for about 4 years now in other bands. So it would not have happened if it wasn't for us like busting our ass prior to this or knowing the people we know.